So I just got my email from Docker and I'm going to try and set up an Azure swarm. I've already done this once and I was really impressed with how quick it was and easy. So I'm just going to run you through the details, and hopefully when you get your email you can do the same. The main prerequisite you have is to create an SSH key. That could be the one you use for everything, or you could just create a brand new one. And after that you need to create a service principal in your Azure account, and there is a Docker image for that. So if we go over to the docs and scroll down, what you see is the instructions for how to create your service principal. When we run the image, we'll get a link and we can enter this into a web browser, authenticate, and then it will be able to continue with all our details. I'm not going to do that now because I did it earlier, but it only takes a minute. So once you have your SSH key and you have your service principal, just click this button, deploy to Azure, and you'll see a template appear. Once you click the button, you'll be given this template. You pick the subscription you want to use for Azure, then give a resource name group, Swarm Test 2 for instance, and pick a region to locate that group. One of the benefits of using a resource group is that you can delete everything that was created by this template in one shot. We then pick a swarm name, the amount of managers we want, and the amount of workers. I'm going to go for 3 workers, and I'm also going to pick the standard A0 VM because it's a bit cheaper and we're just playing here. I think by default you'll find the D2 might be selected, and if you left that running all month it might be quite expensive. So these 2 fields, if you didn't skip the step earlier when we ran that Docker container, you'll have these and you might have pasted them into Notepad. Your other step is to paste in your public SSH key. So I just generated one to play with here in a separate directory, and literally copy and paste it here. You will need it to log into any of the remote machines, and just for reference, the username to log in is Docker. What I'm going to do now is go off and do this with my secrets. So my site's been deploying for a couple of minutes now. I'm just hitting refresh and there we go. We appear to have a manager up and running, and on one of these panes we'll find the IP address of the manager that we can use to log in. So I'm now looking at my swarm. It's been deployed under the name Swarm Test 2, and I've managed to get the IP address of the manager through the portal. It's now time to connect with SSH and just try something out. So earlier I created a second SSH key, and now I will just use a Docker username. And here we go. So we're logged in. This is a not an Ubuntu image. We look at etc issue, we're seeing this is a Moby. It doesn't seem to have a kernel. Let's have a look at what uname is going to give us. Okay, so that's very interesting. Let's see if Docker's running. There's already some code running here. I don't know what it's doing. And there's a bunch of images that we already have. So let's take a look at the nodes. Docker node ls. And so before we've even started, I already have 3 joined workers in the swarm. haven't had to log into them individually with SSH and task them. This is a real time saver. I like that a lot. Let's see what we can run here then. I think on Twitter earlier today I posted something out. Let's see if we can follow what I did. There it is. So we created a Docker service. Docker service create replicas, and this is how many instances will be running in our swarm. I went for 10 earlier. Let's go for a few more. We'll go for 15. I'm going to give this a name. Ping me. Want to run the Alpine Linux image, and the command that's going to be run is ping alexellis.io. Hit enter, and let's have a look at the services. Docker service ls. So we've only got 12 replicas so far. Let's see if the rest are ready. Okay, we've now got 15 replicas, which is great. And if we do a Docker service ps, we're going to be able to look at each one of those that's running. Fantastic. So 15 different workers all pinging me, which is brilliant. And what if we wanted to reduce that down? Let's go down to 5 and we'll take a look. Docker service scale, ping me down to 5. Great. And we've still got 15 replicas, but they should start to disappear. There we go. It took a couple of seconds, but we're now down to 5. And then if you want to remove the service, you can go down to 0, or you can just delete it. One of the things that was part of the Swarm 2K project was to launch a bunch of containers all running on Alpine Linux, running the top command. So let's have a look at that. And we could go for something a bit higher. Let's go for 30 replicas. So we've now got our 2 services. 3 of those replicas have already been created. We're now up to 30. And then again, Docker service ps will give us all of the individual instances, where we could then go away and pick the logs out. So hopefully you'll get your email soon and you can try out what I'm trying out. It's very cool. Docker, you guys have done a great job. Can't wait to see what you do.